Hey guys, it's Gawain, and today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite and best performing operator, Twitch. Twitch is a 2 armor, 2 speed attack operator, and is one of the most useful and maybe even slept on operators in the current meta with a crazy good gun, intel potential with the drones, and utility clear potential too. Twitch is a top tier operator and a brilliant alternative to Thatcher. She's underrated in my opinion, so let's see why. Twitch, not the website, is equipped with her homemade Zappy drones. This technologically gifted operator has made her own version of the drones used by the rest of the Rainbow Six cast by slapping a laser pen on the top of it and making it thick to support the weight of the laser pen and give it a much better balance. This laser pen on top of the RSD Model 1 shock drone can destroy everything from bandit batteries, mirror windows, Goyo shields, and K-claws. Furthermore, in a recent patch, Twitch had the brilliant idea of making it so her drone can finally jump, along with having an infinite range laser pen. Twitch is equipped with 2 of these Zappy bots, along with a regular drone for the preparation phase. These Zappy drones get 3 shots with the laser pen before having to recharge to get more. It takes 15 seconds to recharge 1 shot, and you can recharge these shots infinite times during the round. Once you take 1 shot, another will start to recharge, so you will always be recharging shots until you hit the maximum capacity of 3 at a time. Your main goal with these drones is to delete as much defender utility, a list of what you can destroy is on screen now, as physically possible, whilst prioritizing bandit batteries and K-claws first to clear the electrified wall of electricity so your hard breaches can do their job. Furthermore, be careful of mute jammers and mozzie pests and shoot them before they make you lose control of your drone. More on them later. After the main wall is open, start to prioritize Jaeger ADSs and mirror windows as they will be the next most impactful thing. After that, just zap anything you see that can be destroyed, such as cameras, Goyo shields, and Thunderbird corner stations. If there isn't much for you to zap as a pew pew drone, then don't be afraid to use it as a normal drone would be used. Whilst Twitch drones are much louder and bigger than regular drones, they still give you intel, so use that to your advantage. Finally, each shot fired from a Zappy drone now deals 5 damage to players, both friendly and enemy. So if you know your drone is 100% about to die, feel free to shoot a defender and maybe you'll get an injure or a kill if they're low enough HP. Twitch's primary weapon options are the F2 assault rifle, the 417 DMR, and the SG-CQB shotgun. Her secondary weapon options are the P9 pistol and the LFP 586 revolver. My personal recommendation for Twitch's weapon combination is the F2 paired with the P9. Here's why. The F2 has an amazing fire rate alongside a decent damage per bullet. However, there is quite a bit of recoil kick. Fret not, for there is a workaround for this, as you can equip the F2 with a vertical foregrip and a flash hider to minimise the recoil. There's still a noticeable kick, but nowhere near as bad as without these attachments equipped. The F2 is the best option for Twitch, as it is one of the best guns in the game, despite the kick from the recoil and the limited magazine size of 25+1 bullets. Additionally, the F2 makes a good medium to close range weapon, which is where most gunfights in Siege take place. As for the P9, it's always good to have a secondary to swap to that you can spam fire when your small magazine primary weapon runs out of bullets, because remember people, swapping to a secondary is always faster than reloading. Always. However, just because I think the F2 is the best primary weapon for Twitch, doesn't mean that the 417 and the SG-CQB shotgun aren't viable, nor good. The French DMR is a pretty decent DMR, with an alright fire rate and a pretty decent damage per bullet. I dislike this weapon though because it's a DMR and they aren't great in Siege in general, but specifically for Pro League and high rank. However, neither of these 2 environments matter to me, nor presumably you. So play the DMR if you can make it work, prefer longer ranged gunfights, and or find it fun. I have similar reasons for not playing with the French shotgun, but they aren't exactly the same. Whilst the SG shotgun also isn't full auto, it's a short range gun, which can be detrimental on attack, as most of the time attackers have to peek longer angles and gain sight control and map control, whereas defenders can hold tight angles with their close range guns as they have map control by default. Whilst Twitch's shotgun is a solid pump action shotgun, I find shotguns on attack difficult to use and that any other weapon choice is better. However, if you can make it work, or you can have fun using this weapon, then I'm not going to stop you using it. I can't. And also, it's a good shotgun. Now on to secondary weapons. I choose the P9 over the French revolver as the P9 has a bigger mag size and a faster fire rate and less recoil. So if you have a good trigger finger, then you'll be in good hands with the P9. The LFP 586 revolver is good for what it is, a revolver. However, I find these to be outclassed in a game with one-shot headshot for the same reason as DMRs. The faster your fire rate, the more likely you are to hit the head if your crosshair moves over it. This being said, if you rarely hit the head and are a body shot bandit, then go for a weapon that deals more damage per bullet over fire rate. Again, I'm not going to stop you using this revolver because it is actually quite fun getting those one taps to the head with this thing. Finally for the loadout segment, secondary gadgets. Twitch has the option to choose between 2 smoke grenades or a singular claymore. In my opinion, both of these are great options for Twitch, as a claymore can watch your flank or run out whilst you sit on drone and play Minesweeper on your drone in the bomb site for a bit, along with the fact it's very funny when you get a claymore kill. Despite this, I prefer to play with smoke grenades, because they provide cover for entering site, planting, or just blocking general sight lines that you'd rather not peek. Both options are good, so it's purely personal preference on this one, but I encourage you to try both before choosing. During the preparation phase, Twitch gets a regular drone on top of her 2 shock drones in the action phase, and she has 3 options like every other attacker. Either save your drone by keeping it in spawn, go into the building to find the bomb site and ID as many defenders as possible, or set up a camera that can give you and your team information later in the round. Personally, I never enter the bomb site in the prep phase because I find setting up a flank cam or saving my drone entirely is better, but I do this with every operator. Seeing as Twitch has 3 drones instead of the usual 2, you can either be suicidal in the prep phase and hunt down as many defenders to ID as possible, or you can have 3 intel tools at your disposal in the action phase. I personally choose the latter option. Twitch's main role in the action phase is to clear as much defender utility as possible without using explosives. You should primarily focus on Cade Claws, bandit batteries and mute jammers as aforementioned, and then go on to things like any cameras, mirror windows and Jaeger ADSs. After you have done your job by zapping everything in the bomb site or both your drones die, it's now your job to drone your teammates in with the remaining drones you have. Or, if you have none left, throw smoke grenades to cover sight lines for a plant if you have them equipped. If you don't have smoke grenades equipped, or you used them early in the round, then it's time to embrace your inner COD player and go into sight as fast as you can with your gun up and try to get as many picks as possible, or at least create crossfires to make space for your teammate to plant. To recap, in the action phase, use your zappy bots to clear as much utility as possible and then drone your teammates in if you still have a drone or 2 left after playing Minesweeper. After that, your job is done. Throw smokes if you have them and go play COD to put that F2 to work. Twitch has 2 direct counters, and they are Mute and Mozzie. These 2 can put a stop to Twitch's shenanigans with either a well-placed radio jammer or pest, as if they are placed correctly, then Twitch won't be able to get a line of sight on them with her laser pen so she can't shoot and destroy them. To get around a mute jammer, you can either try to go in via a different entrance with your drone and kill the mute jammer that way, but if that isn't an option, then you're going to have to use a good old-fashioned bullet to destroy that thing. With Mozzie, you can do the exact same thing. Or you could get a teammate to sacrifice one of their drones by getting them to get hit by one of the pests, so your wonderful drone that's equipped with a laser beam can kill the newly hacked Mozzie drone and then get into sight to play Minesweeper. Another counter to Twitch can be electrified barbed wire, as that will kill any drone instantly. However, it's only really when Cade electrifies barbed wire that you need to be worried, as you can zap a bandit battery from the middle of the barbed wire, whereas Cade can hide his claw out of sight very easily. If this is the case, then try to deal with it the same way as you would a mute jammer, but other than that there's not much you can do other than to find another way to get to where you're going. An honourable mention for Twitch's counters is a Rooney, as her gates can destroy all drones, but there's a gap underneath the gate for them to pass under, so as long as you don't jump into an Rooney gate, there should be nothing to worry about. Twitch's final counter is every gun. It takes one singular bullet from any gun to kill a pew pew drone, so don't get shot, forehead. If there's one tip that I want you to take away from this video, it's the prioritization of certain utility and when to save shots for that utility. I haven't fully learned how to do this myself yet, but I can tell you that when I do it properly, it is extremely beneficial to the round. Try to preserve your regular drone in the prep phase, as having 3 intel gathering tools can provide you with enough information to push onto a site safely and get you free kills with the yellow ping. Don't be afraid to use your zappy drones like normal drones if your regular drones die, or you clear as much utility as you can before having to wait 15 seconds for another shot, as knowledge is power and Twitch can provide you with a hell of a lot of knowledge if you're smart with your drones. Learn to control the F2's recoil, as it is easily Twitch's best gun and is one of the best guns in the game. Play safe and get as much use out of those pew pew drones as possible before taking a gunfight if you can, because clearing utility such as Jaeger ADSs and Goyo shields can be extremely beneficial to you and your teammates throughout a round. Overall, I'd say Twitch is a pretty hard operator to get good at because the F2 has a decent bit of kick for players that aren't used to controlling recoil, and her shock drones can be very difficult to keep alive when you have to deal with 4 mute jammers, 3 mozzie pests, electrified barbed wire, and 5 players holding guns. However, if you do manage to get past all of that just for 5 seconds, then you can chip away the defender's utility, which can be a huge detriment to them. Learn to control the F2's recoil and how to use your shock drones effectively, and you are sure to become a pretty decent Twitch player. Thank you all for watching today's video. All the clips you saw today were taken from my Twitch stream, link will be on screen and in the description right now. Tachanka is next for this series, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye. Ooh, nice! We got it! We got it, that was actually really nice.